Looking at my outposts, I realized that I don't have much meat, and we would need that for our shipyard here. So this sector would produce meat and is a good spot to set up the next outpost. I already did that. The population is very high, but the sector cannot really do much else. So I will just activate the no food consumption here to make things easier, and also the taxation so that we can benefit from all those people paying juicy taxes to us. And the food production is also dependent on the population, so they will be very good in producing lots and lots of meat for our new super shipyard. As for the factories, I'm really just going with my guts here, getting a general feeling. So if I look into my shipyard and see what he has, we can see that we have computers of about 1 million worth, hull plating of about 500,000, and quantum tubes too. So quantum tubes and hull plating are the two components we need to produce, and that's why I ordered up a satellite factory is currently under construction to replace all those satellites we lost. And then I'm simply going for chemical labs, tellurium foundries, quantum tube, hull plating, all that good stuff. And I'm also occasionally checking the statistics section in the property list. This is also very good to keep track of your factories. But what I wouldn't recommend is to perfectly balance your entire production. It's much better to develop that slowly, in my opinion, and just go with the flow. For example, there are also a lot of NPC factories around from which you can regularly buy resources or sell stuff to them. I mean, you could go for a very restrictive and closed economy, basically keeping everything for your own and not trading with anyone, not selling anything. But then I believe it's going to be hard to get credits. And the most important thing is to keep your factories running. That is really the best thing you can do to maximize your economic output and also the money that you will make. And that is running very well for me now. Of course, those sectors with a single factory in them, I just use those factories to claim these. They are not running, but all the other factories are really well stocked, and the agents are emptying them out regularly. You can check this in the station settings, the Empire report, and then just show the factories and to filter out the ones which are full. So if you have a lack of shipping capacity and no ship is grabbing finished resources from certain factories, they won't flash yellow in your property list or the galaxy map. So what I'm doing is I will occasionally check for this full product option. And if you select show, it would show you factories which have a storage filled to the brim, because then the factory is also not working anymore. And that is not what we want. We want to keep the entire economy flowing. And most outposts have very open trade settings. So I'm also selling a lot of my stuff on almost all of them. So for example, protein paste, I'm buying up to 10k in most outposts, but also selling when I'm exceeding 30k. And this keeps my stock level in this certain range that I can set between the import and the export threshold. And from my experience, this is really the best way to make a lot of money, and a lot of reliable money at that. And the second large source of income is mobile mining in my games. That has always been the case, but it has been nerfed by Mayhem because you have this miner limit per sector. So it's not possible to get these very huge mining fleets like in Litcubes, but it's still a decent profit. The problem with this strategy of keeping small stocks everywhere and maximizing your production time is that you have to get over this initial hump. Without money you can't do this. So for example, my new outpost that I just set up, the trader here is buying Telladianium for it, coming in with a large load. It bought at a NPC factory. Because I just copied the trade settings over and the import thresholds are there for certain goods. And you obviously need that initial money to buy those small stocks. But once you have them, your life will be so much easier because you have everything you need at all places. And it doesn't really matter where your factories are set up. You can just pull the required resources from the nearby NPC economy. So if I would set up a hull plating factory right here, close to the shipyard, then I don't really need the Telladianium production in the same sector. That is the benefit of this approach. But that is only one of many possibilities how you can handle your logistics. And this is just my preferred style of handling it. Whoop, look who's here. The Argans are back. They are attacking the Teladi again. Seems like the new sectors gave them immense industrial power to rebuild their fleets. Because we have multiple squadrons with cap ships. And I think they have a good chance to take the fight to the lizards, who are in very bad shape, since they are fighting the Paranid and losing hard. So the tide has turned, and we have to get our own economy going in case the split try to attack the Argans. I have to be quick, but it's going pretty well. Almost the entire losses from the previous engagement have been replaced. I got a couple of missile frigates and also another Aegir, the Terran frigate. And right now I'm pumping out stations like crazy in my mining sector. But I have even raised the import levels for station construction material in my original sector, because we will also build stations here, even if that is a bit more expensive, but it will increase our output. And I have the money to pay for all of this. It's now constantly going up, so we can use that to scoop out all resources from the markets and use them in our crafting.